Hi, my name is Chelsea. I am in the Digital Media Master of Arts program at Toronto Metropolitan University. I participated in the Zone 100 Learning class, which is a class that helps entrepreneurs develop their projects or start a project and work on it through the 12-week semester. So the project that I chose to work on was called Vegas Creatives. It's a small business that I legally founded in 2019, but didn't actually start operating or posting anything or publishing anything until 2021. And at the beginning of the course, I had published 8 magazines. I had also published a variety of music and video playlists, and I had done a series of blogs. So that's kind of stayed the same since the course started and finished. But what changed is that I created an apparel line, and I basically made 13 demo products for the Apparel by Vegas Creatives clothing line. These 13 products were 1 long sleeve, 4 hoodies, 6 t-shirts, and 2 toques. Um, so the demo products were made in February, and I went to 2 markets, one in February, one in March, where I tested the demo products with potential customers or viewers or people who would be engaged with Vegas creatives. And following all that research I collected from the 2 markets, I decided to launch the official clothing line, which actually hasn't launched yet. It will come out in May after I finish with all the product photography and setting up the online website. But basically, I ordered 60 items. So instead of offering 13 different, garments, I'll be offering 10. I have 6 of each item, so a total of 60. And I will now be launching 6 t-shirts and 4 hoodies. And I will debut the launch in the spring, but I'll have that collection available throughout the whole spring, summer, and into the fall. So, what the journey was like, the journey for creating a clothing line was pretty intense. So, I basically had an idea of what I wanted to do. I just wanted to have like the logo embroidered on the left breast. But I guess first I had to start by finding a warehouse or a supplier where I could buy the clothes, because it's cheaper for me to buy the clothes from a warehouse and then take it to an embroidery company as opposed to buying the clothes from the embroidery company because they put a markup on the clothes and then embroidering it with them. So I had to find a warehouse. I took a lot of research. The demo products were from one warehouse called Northern Blanks, and the official products were from a different warehouse. It's a little bit cheaper. It's called T Sport. And basically, after I ordered all the clothes, I had to find a company that I wanted to work with to have the logo embroidered on there. And I basically had to find a price that was within my budget, but also had to find a company that had a good quality as well. And then after I worked with the embroidery company, I brought the demo products to the markets that I mentioned earlier. I also had to set up a bank account because if I'm planning to sell things, I would need to do that legally and charge tax, hopefully. Yeah, so I had to set up a bank account. I also had to set up an online store, which is still in the making. I have to do the product photography so that I can put the little thumbnails or icons in the online store. And oh yeah, I had to sort of like color coordinate the collection so that it looked like it was a collection and not just like single items. So I spent a lot of time thinking about like brand image design and things like that. I got a lot of encouragement from my individual group mates in my biweekly meetings, and then also from my friends, families, and people that I interact with at the market. And yeah, they pretty much just told me that I had a strong idea, that they'd be interested in potentially purchasing the clothes, or definitely interested in purchasing the clothes. And yeah, that was really encouraging. And I'm looking forward to the official launch. So the biggest setback was that with the 60 items that I ordered, so the 6 times 10 of each like actual design, I did not have them ready in time for the Passion to Project market that's going to happen on April 10th. Today's April 9th. Basically, there were a bunch of issues with the embroidery companies that I was working with. I was misquoted. They didn't have enough of the supplies they needed to complete my order. And basically, it was this whole fiasco. So yeah, it made that whole process very difficult, and it also made my products unavailable for the market that's happening tomorrow. But that's okay because I can still sell the demo products, and I also made some stickers that I can sell, which would be hopefully really interesting to people. And I guess my lesson is to just give myself more time before I sign up for a market. And initially, I thought I had enough time, but there were a lot of things that kind of got in the way of me delivering my blank t-shirts and hoodies to the embroidery company. One of which was I had to redesign the logo so that it was more legible. In the demo product, sometimes the words get a little bit lost depending on the thread color and the garment color. So yeah, redesigning the logo actually took like a month and a half, which kind of like pushed my whole process backwards, or like it kind of kept it behind. And yeah, that was the biggest setback. But some of the things that I really appreciated was just getting the feedback from the people at the markets and from my family and friends. Those were definitely highs for me. Officially setting up a bank account was a high for me because it made me feel more legitimate as a business instead of like, I don't know, getting paid by e-transfer of my cash. Now I can get paid directly through my online website and it will go to my bank account after like taxes and deductions and commission stuff. Yeah, and I did mention in some of my previous reports that the lows were all the administrative stuff that I had to do in order to launch this clothing line. It definitely took a mental toll on me and also a physical toll because I was running around picking up all the little things I needed. Um, yeah, but that's not a problem for me anymore because that was like a one-time thing. So yeah, I learned that I'm someone who really values quality over like quantity. And so I always make sure that I have like the perfect product or a near perfect product before I release it to the public because I want it to be like a solid reflection of my brand and the brand image. I also learned that my target audience is mostly like youth, young adult age type people who are interested in streetwear, at least for the clothes. And then for the magazines, I didn't really work on the magazines this semester. I was focused with the clothes, but my magazines are mostly targeted to like artists, art appreciators, people who like aesthetic type picture books that they can use for decor. And that kind of just goes through a variety of age ranges. And yeah, what I learned about myself is that I'm really dedicated to something if I put my mind to it and that I'm committed to like seeing it through to the end. I don't consider myself a quitter. So even though things got really hard, I could have dropped out of the market tomorrow, but I'm not going to drop out. I'm still going to show up and like do my best and engage with people there. And I guess I advanced in my industry by now offering apparel because before I was just like a print and digital magazine, and I also did like music and video playlists. But now I'm offering like apparel that people can buy and use to promote the brand, but also just to like wear. So yeah, now I'm kind of getting into like the fashion industry instead of just the magazine or print publishing industry, which is really cool. So the next steps for my project are for me to get back on track with Vegas Magazine, launch the official clothing line and the first collection, and start looking for some co-founders and team members because it's been really difficult for me to do this on my own. And as the business gets larger, I'm not going to be able to keep it at a high quality if I'm doing everything because I also have like another job, like my actual job. But eventually, I would like to grow Vegas into something that I could make like a livable wage or like a supplementary wage off of. That would be really cool in terms of like being an entrepreneur. It would take it from more just being a passion project to like an actual business project. So those are my next steps. And then I guess for advice, I think I would have given myself the advice of like 12 weeks ago, I would have told myself to just like stay level headed, be calm and push through. There's going to be a lot of like difficulties and like last minute things that arise. But instead of looking at them as setbacks, I should look at them as like learning opportunities and opportunities for growth. So that would have, I guess, kind of given me a more positive mentality throughout the process. And yeah, that would have really helped me like not get overwhelmed or stressed, I think. And some of my takeaways from this course are to always put my best foot forward, always show up and engage with people when I can, and also learn from other people and what their experiences were like as an entrepreneur and connect with them and always build my network through that because having an entrepreneurial network is really good for like getting advice and feedback from people who are kind of going through the similar thing that you're going through. And I guess the value of the course was meeting people, getting 12 weeks dedicated to working on my project, and also growing as a person and an entrepreneur. And yeah, the long lasting connections that I'll have with people that I met through this course, and also the opportunities to scale my business after completing this course. So yeah, it was a really great experience, and I'm happy that I participated.